Hello. Raining again, so I haven't been out on the bike again. I've got I'm going to fit this new fitting, a new camera mount thing to my bike now. I've got to fit it and hold the camera at the same time. Let's see if I can now I can do it like that. Oh, I've got a mirror here. I can this camera GoPro, you can't tell if it's actually working or not by looking at the front of it, which is a very funny design, but I think it's to do with something to do with saving the battery life. So this is my new thing. It fits on here, I think. I've just realised that these handlebars are taller than on the Sport. These must be about what, 8 inches rise. That's I only just noticed that. How silly. It didn't make any difference. I still like the angle of them. Comfortable ride. That just clips on there like that. It's a Chinese thing. It's not your actual GoPro thing. Still cost me I think it's about 35 quid though. And you can undo that bit there. Oh, I can show you now. You can undo that bit, and I don't really know what I'm doing. That folds up like that. Then tighten that again, like that. And that's it, and the camera goes in here, which I shall do now. Like that. This fits into there. Oh, hang on. I've got it. That's it. And then clips on there like that. And that can be adjusted to that. Be adjusted. Well, I can turn it right round. I'll make some different angles when I'm riding. That'll be good. That tightens like that. You can't see what I'm doing. I'll show you. I've got my camera here. Let's see if I can do anything with that. I hope that blinking light isn't causing a nuisance. Right, got my camera. I'll turn my camera onto video. Then I can video. Yeah, that's recorded. Then I can video the video. So it looks like. Martin mentioned the weird way of the number plate is, but I'm going to change it. I'd like it to be there, although I like seeing that Harley Davidson, but that's where the number plate should be actually, isn't it? But it might be that there was a problem fitting it because it's too big, but I'm going to get another number plate made within the lawful dimensions and hopefully I'll be able to stick it there. But if not, I'll find some way of doing it. Right, so how funny. So how am I going to do this? Show you this video and that video at the same time? We'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to, it's been a little while since I told you a story. So I'm going to tell a little story today about how I met Tricia, George's mum. Right, I've turned that camera off now. I think that's off. Just see what's this. I'm going to get on the bike from the high side today because I watched Jerry Palladino, the motorman, and he gets on his bike whichever way he wants to. He said it's never fallen over yet, so let's see. Well, yeah, I mean that was fine. I usually get on it from the left side. I don't know why. Well, because it's lower that side perhaps. But it's a handy thing to know that it's not going to fall over when I mount it from the other side. Mount it from the other side. It's like when you're oh, perhaps I better not say that. I will say it because it's just me. When you mount it from the other side, like when you go to bed and your missus is already in bed and she's moved over to your side, so you have to get in on the other side. And then when you start feeling a bit frisky, it feels a bit odd because you're not used to approaching it from that angle. I do. Oh well. Sometimes I might give a bit too much information, but that was many years ago now. Yeah, let's record, then I can video the video. That's what it looks like. Martin mentioned the weird way of the number plate is, but I'm going to change it. I'd like it to be there, although I like seeing that Harley Davidson, but that's where the number plate should be actually, isn't it? But it might be that there was a problem fitting it because it's too big, but I'm going to get another number plate made within the lawful dimensions, and hopefully I'll be able to stick it there. But if not, I'll find some way of doing it. Right, so how funny. So how am I going to do this? Show you this video and that video at the same time? We'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to, it's been a little while since I told you a story. So I'm going to tell a little story today about how I met Tricia, George's mum. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this story about. I was going to put my pipe in my mouth so I looked manly. Yeah. This story about how I met Tricia is one of those sort of...
Dad, I've done your firewood.
Oh, thanks, son. That's very good of you, mate. Cheers. Oh, I'm recording, yeah. Don't worry, just act naturally, George.
I have done your wood. I hope the video goes really well.
No, I said act naturally. You don't normally talk like that, son.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, mate. Thanks for that, George.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Told him to act naturally. Yeah, I've got a few notes for this story. This is another leather jacket I've been given by Glenn, one of my neighbours, who I think he must have given up biking. It fits me a bit. It's a little bit long in the sleeves, but it's remarkable that it fits me because he's a bloody great giant of a bloke, 6'6". 6'6", he stood on the ground. He weighed 235 pounds. I saw that giant of a man brought down to his knees by love. Talking about that, I'll tell you this story about how I met Tricia. This is when we first met. Must be 25 years ago. No, it's got to be more than that because George is 27. Anyway, it's got to be 30 years ago. She's just moved to this area from London. She's very attractive and I fancy her a lot. I try in as casual way as I can to find out more about her. She's very pleasant and easy to talk to. It turns out that she and I have something in common. We have both spent time, some of our childhood, in the same London district, Tulse Hill, South London. I tell her I went to the comprehensive school there. She tells me she lived in one of the houses that back onto the school playground. What a coincidence, we say to each other. I tell her about the time a little girl of about 9 or 10 years old, who lived in one of those houses that back onto the school, came into my school to collect a tortoise which I had found wandering in the playground. Well, Tricia's amazed by this. You won't believe it. She is actually that little girl. She tells me how she remembers her mum telling her to go to the school and ask if anyone had found a tortoise. Tricia and I laugh about this even more remarkable coincidence. Well, you know what they say. If a man can make a woman laugh. We become an item, her and I. Truth to tell, she never stood a chance. The rest, as they say, is history. And 34 years after I first met that pretty little girl in my schoolyard, our extremely handsome son, George, was born. That's him you just saw. I'm tempted to make a silly joke here, like, my goodness, what a long gestation period. But I won't. It would be far too corny. Of course I messed up eventually. I always screw up relationships with women. I never believe a woman can really love me. I'm a sad old bastard, aren't I? But we spent happy years together, and as you may recall me mentioning before, we remain absolutely the best of friends. What about the tortoise, I hear you ask? Well, sadly, he never woke up one summer after his hibernation. But I remember him with great affection and fondness. I owe that tortoise big time. He really brought me out of my shell. Oh, thanks for slippery floor. Thanks for coming by again. Hope you like the little story, and thanks for all the new subscribers and all the likes and all the comments. I'm doing my best to answer all the comments. It's getting difficult, spending more time, but keep them coming. I love them. That's about it. Take care of yourself. If you're a biker, ride safe. If you're a driver, drive safe. If you smoke a pipe, don't worry about the naysayers. What do they know? See you later.